get it. You said you done.
What is up, you guys? It is Jerika. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. We do beauty, motherhood, and faith-based content here on this channel, and fashion content more on the shorts side of YouTube. But if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. And if you are an OG subscriber, welcome back. Y'all know I love you guys. But yes, like I said, we do motherhood, faith, and beauty-based content here on this channel. And yes, we talk about Jesus here on this channel. So if that is not your cup of tea, then all right, you guys, so this video is long overdue, and hopefully I can get through it without my camera battery dying, because I forgot to charge my battery. So we're going to be trying to get this video done as quick as possible before my battery dies, and I'm just praying that I get able to do so. So we're going to talk about finding yourself again in motherhood, or after motherhood. I say after motherhood, but that doesn't really sound right. I guess it's more like in motherhood, because if you are a first-time mom like me, you're going to be going through some struggles. You're going to be going through some struggles with motherhood and trying to find yourself again. Let me sit up a little bit. There we go. Trying to find yourself again after you've had a baby. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and ways and some tips that you can try in order to try and find yourself again in motherhood and enjoy motherhood more, once you know who you are and finding yourself again. So if that is something that you feel like you'll be interested in watching, then I would pray that you would keep watching this video, share it with your friends, leave a comment down below if you have any tips. So no more talking, let's go ahead and get right into it. So for those who are new here, I went through 9 years of infertility in my trying to conceive journey due to endometriosis, and we're going to be talking about that more this month, since this is Endo Awareness Month. But it took me 9 years to conceive my daughter. I had her in 2021, and after a very traumatic birth and terrible postpartum, like my whole postpartum situation, I was dealing with postpartum depression and all that. I'll link these videos in the description bar and above if you want to see those. But it was really hard for me to get back into a routine. It was hard for me to feel normal, especially if you are dealing with postpartum depression. It can be really hard not to lose yourself in motherhood. And when your babies are small, you are literally, if you're breastfeeding, you are literally a food truck. Like literally your baby is on your boob whenever they feel like they want to be on the boob. And that's like all the time in the beginning. You're sleeping a lot. You're on the baby's routine. You don't have no routine. You don't have no morning routine. You don't have no night routine. You're literally just surviving. Okay. Like you're literally in survival mode. And if you're not careful, even after the baby gets older, you can still find yourself living in survival mode. And I just wanted to share a few tips that I did to try not to lose myself in motherhood. And I really feel like I've been doing a good job, trying to, get back to who I am. And I'm going to share with you guys what I did on my, like I said earlier, if you guys have any tips that you want to share down below in the comments, make sure you leave those down below. Okay, so the first tip I have is to set realistic expectations. Like I said in the beginning of this video, when you have a little baby, a newborn baby, I say anywhere from like newborn to like 4 months, you are not going to have a routine. Things are not going to be normal. Things are going to be on the go. Things are going to be spontaneous. It's going to be really hard for you to set normal routines, or like whatever it is that you were used to before you had your baby. It's really going to be hard to have that in the beginning when you have a newborn and you have a child who's been in your womb, who is now in the world, and they're adjusting and you're adjusting. And if you're breastfeeding, that is an adjustment. You're pumping or feeding around the clock. You're exhausted. You're eating more. Your life literally revolves around your baby in the beginning. So it can be really hard. And that's why I just wanted to say the first tip is to just set realistic expectations, because sis, you are not going to have it all together in the beginning. And I would really beat myself up about that in the beginning of motherhood, which is why I want to make this tip first. Set realistic expectations. And if you are going through postpartum depression, I highly recommend, look, if you have Birthright in your city, I don't know if that's just a Missouri thing or not, but I ended up being able to find a counselor through Birthright for free. She really talked me through everything that I was going through, and Jesus healed me from postpartum depression like that, y'all. It was a prayer that I seen on TikTok. I was scrolling and something said to go back to that prayer. I went back to that prayer, and when I say that guy that did that prayer literally spoke to me, because he said that this is for somebody who feels like a dark cloud is following them. And I had literally just told my sister like a few days or a few weeks before I even seen that video that I just felt like a dark cloud was following me and I just couldn't get out of it. So I knew that video was speaking to me, and Jesus healed me from postpartum depression. So I highly recommend that you try and find the resources in your city. There's a lot of resources these days for mothers who are dealing with postpartum depression. I mean, this lady gave me clothes, this lady gave me diapers, she offered milk. Like, she was really there for me. She was there for whatever I needed. Whenever I needed to talk, I could just send her a message or I could call her. So I really hope, I'm going to see if I can find some resources down below, but utilize some local resources if you're going through postpartum depression, and set some realistic expectations. Second tip I have, and this is going to sound really crazy, and it's just, I don't know how else to say it, but you just got to force yourself to get back out there. For me, when I had my daughter, obviously I create content here on YouTube, and I was really down on myself because I was just too exhausted to like put my filming together, like set up my desk, set up my lights, put makeup on, do my hair, all that. Like, I just did not feel like doing anything. All I was in was just some shorts and a nursing bra 24/7. I hardly did my hair. Like, I was in survival mode, you guys. And it was really, really, really hard on me. And like, I was extremely sad. And I just felt like I was nothing. Like, I just felt horrible. And one thing that I had to force myself to do, I'm like, who am I? Who was I before I had this baby? Now, obviously, you're going to be changed after motherhood. You're never going to be exactly who you were before motherhood. It's just not possible, because your life is different. You have a new human in your life that you got to take care of. But what I mean is, when you ask yourself, who am I, or who was I before I had this child, try and figure out, like, what were your hobbies, or what are things that you enjoy doing. And if you are someone who is a stay-at-home mom, I feel like this really resonates, because you don't have a job to go back to, which is also a blessing. And I'm not going to even say a curse, but there's pros and cons. And so you can easily lose yourself in motherhood, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, because you're like, well, what else is there to do? Like, I'm literally just here for this child. I'm literally at home, being a homemaker, caring for this child, caring for my home, making sure my home runs smoothly, so you could easily get lost in that. So that's why I say, ask yourself before, like, what did you used to do? What are things that you like to do? For me, that was creating content. I love creating content, but I was very inconsistent in like the first year and a half after having my daughter. Well, I say more the first year, because I was very hard on myself, and I had to force myself to film videos, y'all. Like, I literally told myself for days, okay, on this day, you're going to get up and you're going to film a video. When your daughter takes her nap, you're going to put your desk together and get your lights. You're going to put on your wig. You're going to do your makeup, and you're going to film a video. And when I filmed my first video after after having my baby, and those first few months, y'all, because it was literally a blur, but those times that I forced myself to sit down and do what I knew I loved to do, even though in that moment I felt like I hated everything, like something ignited in me again. Like, once I sat down and got in front of the camera and turned on my lights, I was like, oh, like I could feel like a little fire flickering in my heart. And I'm like, okay, I do remember that I love to do this. So let me just go ahead and do this. Even though it was really a rush period back then, because I'm like, let me get this video for my daughter wake up. It really helped get me out of that funk that I was in, because I'm like, yes, I do love to do this. I do love to create content. I do love to do makeup. So when I forced myself to do what I loved to do before I had my baby, it really made me realize, like, yes, this is what I like to do. This is what I'm going to continue to do. And it's going to be a fight in the beginning. So whatever that is for you, whatever that hobby or whatever that craft or whatever that career path that you're on, like if you're a stay-at-home mom and you have a side hustle or whatever that you're doing that you one day want to be a full-time career, like, go back to that after you have your child, because it can be so easy to just put everything on the back burner in your life when you have a child. And I'm telling you, while that is normal, it's not healthy. And once I sat back down to start back filming again, I realized, like, wow, I really need to not put myself last as a mother and go back to doing what it is that I love to do. So I just want to challenge you to, whatever that is for you, to go back to it. Force yourself to do it, even if you feel like in the moment that you don't want to do it and it just doesn't feel the same. Just force yourself to do it and see if it's something that you still enjoy. And I promise you that it's going to ignite something in you. If it's something that you should continue doing, it's going to ignite something in you and you're going to feel so much better. The third tip I want to give you, moms, is to have self-care days. Take care of yourself as a mother, okay? And I say this and it seems so simple, but when I say take care of yourself, obviously, you know, sometimes in the beginning it could be a blur. You could forget to do your hair. You forget to do your skincare. You forget to take showers some days. And it's just being real. Like, you don't eat. You don't focus on eating or, you know, providing your body with the nutrients it needs. Because for me, eating wasn't the problem. Like, I had no issue getting up to eat. My issue also wasn't to take a shower, but it was to have those self-care showers. And even though having a shower was great for me before I had my child, one thing that I used to love to do for self-care was take long bubble baths in Epsom salt. And after I had my child, like, all that went out the window, because I'm like, first of all, I don't even have time to soak because this child is not going to let me soak. So I used to love to do that before I had my child. And then once I had her, that just went out the window. And I realized, like, I really miss my self-care baths where you sit in the water and you have your Epsom salt, you light a candle, I pull up my iPad, y'all, and watch something on Netflix or Hulu or YouTube, and I would exfoliate, I would shave, you know, moisturize. And it seems so simple, but when you have a child, like, little things like that, they go out the window. You're not doing them no more because you feel like, first of all, I'm not even thinking about myself. I'm thinking about my child. I'm putting myself on the back burner, which you should not do. But you're not really thinking about that. So, you know, simple things like that, make time, okay? I had just got my daughter and I used to put her on this little bouncer type thing, and she just used to be there on the bathroom floor or in her bassinet in the bathroom because the bathroom was big enough for it to fit in there. And I would just be like, look, sis, mommy finna take a bath. And I need this bath. I need this bath for my sanity. And, you know, she would just lay there and babble or play with whatever little toy that she would play. As long as she could see me, she was fine. And when I realized that she wasn't going to be a crybaby, thank God. When I realized this, I was like, oh, okay. I can take more time to do my skincare. I can take time to take my baths. Now, the baths weren't as long as they were pre-baby, but at least I was still able to do them. And afterwards, I just felt like so much better. I just felt like, okay, I'm starting to come back to life. Things are starting to feel better, even though in that moment I was still in the deep thick of it of postpartum depression, but it just made me feel so much better just knowing, like, I had a soak, my body feels good, you know, the muscles and backaches and stuff. Because breastfeeding, y'all, if you breastfeed, you know, you're looking down the whole time you're feeding. Most of the time you're hunched over and your muscles get really achy. So those Epsom salt baths are key. So ladies, make sure you make time for your self-care, your skincare, your baths, do your makeup, do your hair. Just take care of yourself, because if you are not taking care of yourself, it's going to be really hard for you to take care of your little one. The next tip I want to have, the next tip I want to say is to bring the baby to. And this is not something that I started doing until literally last year in 2023, when my baby officially entered toddlerhood. She turned 2 last November. And, you know, when you have a child, most of the time, like, you really aren't even seeing your friends anymore. And, like, you used to hang out and kick it with your friends and go to dinners and get dressed up and y'all have girls' night and all this kind of stuff. But when you have a baby, again, all that goes out the window. It ain't happening. So I realized, like, you know what? The baby coming too, okay? The baby is coming too. And if you're my friend, you do not mind that I have my child with me. If you do mind, then that shows me that our friendship is not what I thought it was. But y'all, my friends did not care. Like, if I wanted to go eat dinner with a friend, Amira is right there with me, okay? She is right there in her little booster seat enjoying the conversation, okay? Because she is right there. And I'm like, if I don't take my daughter with me, sometimes I will not get to do stuff. And thankfully now I have a village, which, you know, we're going to talk about later. But take that baby with you, girl. Like, if you want to go have a girls' night, like, I'm not saying take your baby to the club or nothing. Like, when I say girls' night, I don't club anymore. For those who don't know, I don't club or bar hop or do any of that stuff anymore. The Lord took that desire away from me. But when I say girls' night, I mean like if y'all getting together and y'all just want to have friends over, or if y'all want to go have girls' night like at a restaurant or something, or brunch, bring the baby, okay? Like, who cares who's looking at you? Bring the child. If you have a child that you know is not going to be there at the table acting a fool, then bring your baby, okay? And if you do have a child that likes to act a fool in public, and when I say act a fool, I mean like they cry, okay? I mean, babies cry, toddlers cry. Unfortunately, it's just a part of life. But if they're not that type of child, then bring them with you. My daughter, she loves when I take her to restaurants. She be eating everything. She be having a good time. My friends love her. They love her being there. So it's not a problem for me to bring her on when I have friend dates. And also, if you want to have a solo date, if you want to take yourself out to dinner or to lunch or to brunch or whatever, take your child with you. Take them with you. Let them be a part of the date. Like when you have a child, the whole dynamic of your life has changed. And sometimes that means including your little one in everything that you do. And you fit your child into your schedule and I'm trying to think, what is that saying? I don't even know what the saying is. But you want to make sure that you bring your child into your life and invite them into your life. Make them a part of your life and don't make them to be a burden. Just, enjoy your life with the child, if that makes sense. The next tip I want to give is to utilize your village. This is very important, and I hope that if you're watching this video that you have a village that you can trust, because I'm telling you, in the beginning, or if you're first time mom, you really just want to keep your baby next to you all the time. You don't want them around people, and you have every right to do that, because I was that mom. But as I got older, or as my daughter got older, I realized like I need a break. Okay, you guys, so this is gonna be the weirdest thing that I've ever done in the history of my videos. But we had to switch cameras and go vlog style because my daughter was having a meltdown. She was with her grandmother, and I had to go get her because she was just non-consolable. Huh?
She's back.
Huh?
No. Get down.
You want me to get down?
Down.
You wanna get back in the chair? Whew, y'all.
Down,
Here, you take the chair. Anyways, as I was saying, my daughter was being so inconsolable. So we had to go to vlog style, y'all, to finish up this video. And what I was saying was utilize your village, which is what I was doing. I was utilizing my village until my daughter became inconsolable because she's ready to go to sleep. She's tired. Mm-hmm.
I want to go back in.
So like I said, y'all, utilize your village. I utilize my village a lot now so I can get things done. And today is a perfect example of how you gotta just go with the punches when you're a mother.
Sit back.
Mommy's doing a video. You gotta utilize your village when you can and roll with the punches, because as you can see, anything can happen. Hi, baby. And this is why you need to utilize your village, because sometimes you just need a break, and it is okay to say that you need a break, sis. It is all right. I'm gonna get this video done by any means. If that means we gotta talk vlog style, then that just means we gotta talk vlog style, because the message is still the same. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope this video encouraged you to take some of the tips that I stated if you are someone who you feel like you've lost yourself in motherhood, especially these toddlers, y'all. Toddlerhood, ooh, that could be a whole nother video. That could be a whole nother video. These toddlers, y'all. Yes, but I hope this video was helpful, and like I said in the beginning of this video, if you have any helpful tips, make sure you comment them down below for other moms who are going through, because we need to stick together as a community out here, y'all, and we need to support one another. So comment down below any tips that you may have, and if you have a favorite tip, let us know. But if you guys like this video, I hope you guys thumbs up and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok. But I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have a good day.